Hi everyone, my name's Johnny Bairstow. I'm one of the reporters here at Energy Live News. I've been roped into wearing this stupid hat for the video, so Merry Christmas in advance. And today I'll basically be running you through ELN's most popular content of the year in terms of what you've watched and what you've clicked on. So here we go. So let's get straight into it with number 10. So this was a story about the biggest offshore wind farm in the world to date, and it entered operation in 2019. So located around 120 kilometres off the coast of Yorkshire in England, Ørsted's Hornsea 1 wind farm is made up of 174 turbines, and it's able to generate enough power to supply more than 1 million homes in the UK with renewable energy. So that's pretty impressive. It certainly blows me away. So it's time to go underground with number 9. So earlier this year, Transport for London, also known as TfL, said waste heat from the London Underground's Northern Line will be used to provide heating and hot water to around 1,000 homes in Islington. We thought that was pretty interesting. Islington's not too far from our offices here in Muswell Hill, so I really like this story. According to the Greater London Authority, wasted heat in London could actually help meet around 38% of the city's heating demand. That's pretty impressive. And Tia, who is behind the camera right now, she takes a Central Line to work every day, and she says it's a bit of a sauna. So maybe TfL should consider harvesting that heat there. Okay, that was train power. Now let's look into poop power. So you heard me right, number 8 is all about poop power because earlier in the year we had a chat with Equi Energy. So Equi Energy is a startup working to convert heaps of horse dung from stables and fields across the country into biomass pellets. So those can then be burned in power stations to generate electricity. So maybe not our most glamorous video of the year, but certainly an interesting one. And we were given this interesting statistic, which is each horse can generate enough manure-powered electricity to power one house. And with an estimated 994,000 horses across the UK, that's just under 1 million homes that we could be powering. Talk about galloping towards a stable energy system, eh? Number 7, you guys also liked our story about the UK's biggest privately owned nuclear fusion facility, which entered construction earlier this year at a secret location in Buckinghamshire. The very futuristic sounding company is called Pulsar Fusion, and they developed this 10,000 square foot facility, and there they aim to generate a plasma temperature hotter than the surface of the sun. Pretty impressive, reaching temperatures above 100 million degrees, I believe. Tia will fix that number for us on screen. And basically the company's spearheaded by nuclear entrepreneur Richard Dynon, who previously starred on TV show Made in Chelsea. So maybe it's all of you fans out there that actually made this story so popular. So that was a pretty futuristic one, and so is number 6. It's all about China's first 100 megawatt molten salt solar thermal power plant, which is a massive tongue twister, but basically that successfully hit maximum power levels earlier this year. Concentrated solar is a very interesting technology, and the site in question is actually capable of generating 390 million kilowatts of clean power every year, and that's said to be enough to reduce carbon dioxide emissions by 350,000 metric tons. So that's pretty crazy. You'd probably need to bring your sunglasses to check it out in person though, so probably best just reading our stories about it. So number 5 is about the world's first hydrogen ship. Pre went out and actually made a film about this one with Tia, but the ship docked in London in October, already 18,000 miles into its 6-year-long journey around the world. And basically the ship is a 30-metre long catamaran that uses electricity from solar panels to electrolyse seawater in order to generate hydrogen fuel and power it along. At speeds of up to 7 knots. Not really sure how fast that is, about 7 miles an hour I believe, but you'll have to check that out for yourself. But yeah, it's a really interesting story, and if you live somewhere else around the world, keep an eye out and maybe it's making a stop near you soon. Back to the UK, in your homes in position number 4, we've got a story about how more than a third of smart meter users reported having problems with their devices. So this totaled around 4 million people across the country. Maybe it's just as well the deadline's been extended to 2024 since we ran this story, but you were all very interested in it then, so I'm sure you're keeping track. We'll see what happens in the future. On to number 3, we're now in the podium. So number 3 is all about a pioneering £19 million local energy market trial in Cornwall. So this is basically about testing the use of flexible demand generation and storage across both the domestic and business sectors. So the energy giant Centrica installed technologies like battery storage, solar panels and smart energy devices on 150 homes and businesses across the area. And that is so it can explore how decentralised flexible assets can work together in local energy systems to reduce strain on the grid at peak times and maximise the productivity of low carbon generation like solar panels on your rooftops. So yeah, I might get in touch with them, to be honest, and ask them to upgrade my place. So coming into number 2, we have the prediction from Scottish Renewables earlier this year that Scotland will soon generate 100% of its power through clean energy. So I'm not sure if this is only being read by Scottish people wanting to soak up the good news there, but basically the member organisation suggested that renewable energy is already providing significant benefits to almost every aspect of Scotland's economy, and they said it's supporting major growth in terms of innovation, jobs, communities, climate progress and the rural economy. So not bad. Hopefully the rest of the UK can catch up with Scotland's progress there. Finally, we have reached the top place on our list of the year's most popular content here at ELN. And it's our film about cleaning up the River Thames that has secured the #1 ranking. So that's quite fitting, I think. Here at ELN, we're based in London, North London, but obviously the River Thames has a massive significance and importance for the city. We basically wanted to find out how polluted it actually is, because we all dream of swimming in there and, you know, our parents tell us not to and so on. But basically the Thames Tideway Tunnel is being built ostensibly to clean up the Thames. So we set out along the river's banks and spoke to sailors, rowers, fishermen, people who actually get out there rather than those of us that just drink next to the river. And we spoke to these people that spend large amounts of their time around and sometimes in the water to see basically whether it is dirty and whether it needs a clean. So if you haven't seen that film already, I won't ruin it for you. You can click below, right here maybe, and see for yourself. And check out the rest of our content that I've talked about today, because I'm sure there's some you've missed, and of course it's from ELN, it's all great. So yeah, that's something to do over your Christmas holidays. Other than that, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you don't already, and give me a like or they won't let me do this next year. Thank you.